Speaking of quarterbacks nobody knows what to do with, let's move on to Zach Wilson in New York. Um, I really don't want to beat a dead horse here, right? I don't want to just keep hammering home this point that the Packers, that the Jets season is not what it was supposed to be. We all know that. Obviously, we were expecting to see Rodgers. This isn't the season that Robert Saleh and the coaching staff thought it was going to be. This isn't the season that any of the players thought it was going to be. Certainly wasn't the season that the New York Jet fans thought it was going to be. But Zach Wilson, you know, we just got word today, as of the day of recording this, which is Monday, that Zach Wilson has in fact been benched, and they're moving forward with Tim Boyle. I think, unfortunately, this is long overdue, and I hate saying that because, as we talked about last week, I don't root for failure. I want everyone in the league to find success. I have no ties to the New York Jets at all. I don't care, but I would love if Zach Wilson found success. It's just not happening. The team has stuck with him as long as they possibly can. And you know, respect to Robert Saleh and that coaching staff and the team for saying, you know what, we're going to stick by our guy. We have faith in him. We believe that he can be the guy we need him to be. But it's just not going to happen. And that really sucks for the second overall pick to just not work out. And, you know, like I said, I hate saying that it was long overdue, but truly it was. This past game against the Bills, the New York wide receivers, as a unit, all the wide receivers totaled 9 receiving yards. All game long, 9 receiving yards. That's not going to win you any football games. Any. And so it sounds like Zach Wilson was not just, demoted to the backup. He's now the third string. They've got Tim Boyle, Trevor Siemian, and then Zach Wilson. So he's done. He's not playing anymore this season, barring some sort of catastrophe. This isn't the way things were supposed to go, right? Zach Wilson was supposed to have a year or two to sit behind Rodgers, learn how to, play quarterback in this league, and develop some skills that would be useful for him moving forward once Rodgers was gone. Obviously, that didn't happen, and he got thrown right back into the fire that he was not prepared for last year and clearly was still not prepared for this year. So you got to feel for him. I want him to take that next step, but 9 total yards is just, it's not going to cut it. And I think that the Jets coaching staff, ran the risk, I think they've run this risk for a while now, of losing the locker room. I mean, you can see with these errant throws, these throws that aren't catchable, guys like Garrett Wilson, as much as they're trying to not show their frustration, are clearly frustrated. At a certain point, why does the defense even try? The defense is so good, you force a 3 and out, and you get the ball to your offense, or rather, there's this long sustained drive, a bend don't break type of drive. You force a punt. You've been on the field for 7 or 8 plays, and you get the ball back to your offense. They do absolutely nothing with it, and you're right back out there. So, I mean, if they're not going to score you any points, it kind of takes away your motivation to get them the ball. Why risk, you getting hurt trying to make a great play on a ball if your offense isn't going to do anything with it anyway? Garrett Wilson or Allen Lazard, any of the wide receivers, there was a play in this game against the Bills where Garrett Wilson runs a beautiful, and I mean unbelievable, double move and just leaves his defender in the dust, wide open, and Zach Wilson can't hit him. Some of it you can probably blame on the offensive line, but what motivation does Garrett Wilson and all of the other receivers have to run those routes as effectively as they can if the ball is not going to get to them anyway? So it's really unfortunate. I hate seeing stuff like this, but it's time. The Jets have benched Zach Wilson. There's talk of Aaron Rodgers coming back to practice as early as December 2nd. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that is medically irresponsible. And B, I don't think the Jets are going to be in a position where him coming back even makes any sense. They're not playing well, and I don't think that Tim Boyle's going to come in and salvage enough of the season to warrant Rodgers coming back in for the last handful of weeks. I think Rodgers is just going to be out. All of this talk about him coming back so quickly and getting back in there for a last-minute playoff push, I don't think it's happening. I wouldn't get my hopes up if that's what you think is going to be happening, but I mean, it could, never say never, but the Jets are in a really tough spot. Hopefully, everyone is good to go and healthy for next season. Rodgers can stay healthy for longer than half a drive, and they can actually have the season they were meant to have this season. So, but yeah, that's kind of the state of things in New York. I don't want to talk about the other New York team, but I mean, to briefly touch on the Giants. Tommy DeVito had a 3-touchdown, 0-interception game and led the Giants to a win over the Washington Commanders. Going into Washington and coming away with the upset over a division opponent, that's pretty sweet. And I mean, it's really great for me as a Cardinals fan when it comes to draft order. So thank you, Tommy DeVito. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see the full episode, be sure to click the video right over here. And if you want to see more clips just like this one, be sure to subscribe to Water Cooler Quarterback. And if you want to follow me on any of the socials down below, you should go ahead and do that. Till next time, bye-bye.